Beauty YouTubers walked so political streamers could run. This is some of the messiest stuff going, and we're literally just getting started. So, the word of the day today is shambles. The internet is in total disarray, so every time I say the word shambles, a guy with PTSD gets a bright pink Camaro. Disclaimer before we get going, I might not look like it, but I actually have PTSD, so if there's a point in this video that I find myself getting riled up, it might be because of that. You'll know what I mean when we cross that bridge. Anyway, hey, hi, hello, welcome to The Art of Slop. I'm the host of the show, Dan Frampton. Okay, gang, let's make some fucking content, shall we? I don't know if this drama is necessarily gonna reach the heights of the great Dramageddon, but just for reference, I am gonna call this Dramageddon 2.0 for the sake of levity and brevity, okay? Why not? But this topic actually does deal with some really serious stuff, so I'm in no way gonna do any of the deep dives on that kind of thing. I am no political brained person, okay? This just has to do with political brained people. But messy drama on the internet is messy drama on the internet, and that's when I step in to do my sloppy job, okay? So let's say this Dramageddon 2.0 is gonna start about a week ago here with the Asmongold situation, when Asmongold gets banned for saying that the people over in Israel are an inferior culture. He then walks it back and was like, no, I meant like extremists. Extreme religious views are bad. Like, yeah, that I agree with, but that wasn't what you said, pal. So go ahead and do the thing, clean your house, take your break, come back and be a better person, and then we'll reassess this in like a year or two, and maybe you'll be cool then. But it brought up a lot of questions. They were like, oh, so Asmongold is getting banned for this, but Hasan is out here interviewing a literal pirate who takes over ships and does things in a violent nature, okay, in an illegal way, and he brings them on to his show. He interviews them, he celebrates them, he goofs with them, he gaffs with them, he memes with them, he talks about anime with them. He's like, oh, I love your cheekbones, child. I ad-libbed that part. But he basically calls him the Yemeni Timothy Chalamet, okay? The internet has dubbed this kid the Houthi pirate. So Asmongold can go out here and say all of these crazy kinds of things and get banned, and justifiably so. But I think Twitch, the platform that both of these guys are on, have a duty to do things with some sort of consistency. Now, so rules for thee, but not for me, I guess, right? That's how it's going. Good job. After the Houthi pirate thing happened, Hasan Piker's former podcast co-host Ethan Klein dropped this little podcast here. It wasn't the entire show, but there was a huge segment addressing Hasan and his community. And this was a long time going. We knew once these guys broke up and stopped doing their little podcast, The Leftovers, a little while ago, that there was some drama skeletons in that closet. And it was during this stream here, addressing Hasan and his community, where it was opened up. And the discourse being addressed towards Hasan and his community started in like a real serious capacity. There's definitely a lot of people that don't like Hasan, and also there's a lot of people that don't like Ethan. But the thing to remember is the lot of people thing. Both of these dudes have gigantic audiences, and not only are their audiences gigantic, they're vocal, they're passionate, they're crazy as all hell, and that's just another spicy element in this slop soup that I'm calling Dramageddon 2.0. And actually, we might be at like Dramageddon 3.0 at this point. 4.0? Who even knows? I lost count. All of this leads to TwitchCon. All of these Twitch creators, streamers, gathered upon this one, I was about to call it a festival. It's a convention. And one of Hasan's moderators, Frogan, had her own panel. A whole panel dedicated to this little tier list thing she had going. But it's not really just a cute little tier list, really. It's I don't know, it's kind of like a racist tier list. If you take a look at it here, let's just make it big real quick. The very top, Arab, then Arab coded. Ask perms, that stands for ask for permission to use a word, I think. I know what the word is, I'm just not here to have this conversation. Then the next tier is thinks it's a slur, that might be me. And the last tier down here is loves Sabra. Sabra is a very famous grocery hummus brand owned by an Israeli company. So basically, this is a tier list ranking Arab to Jew. Basically, in the Western world, if we were to see something like this, it would be a race tier list from white to I don't know, like grape juice or something like that. Something that isn't black. Hey, I'm not saying it's a race thing, but it's going from white to grape juice. That's the kind of thing that this tier list is. And they're just having a good time. A jolly old time with it, to be honest. So rather than me just yapping about it, let's see where they put Ethan Klein on this awesome tier list.
The next person is one of my favorite people, Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good reaction.
Oh god, it's so insufferable. You get it, right? And now they're gonna be like, oh, we're being so messy, aren't we? We're gonna put him down here in, of course, the worst tier. The part of this clip that I didn't put up is they put Hasan up at the top tier. So Hasan, even though he's not Arab, he's still Arab enough for them to call Arab, I guess, you know? I don't know about any of that, dude. That just seems crazy to me to have a whole goddamn race tier list. What in the absolute Jesus fucking Christ hellscape are we living in? This is insanity, brother. Anyway, moving on. Of course, Ethan Klein had to respond to that, so he dusted off his old Ethan Klein channel and made an entire video about that. He breaks it down in a real good way. We're not going to watch his entire 5-minute and 26-second video.
Let's just look at this optically. Imagine this flipped. Super Jew and colonizer on the bottom, right? And I go, Frogan. We know where she goes. She goes to the bottom.
Okay, so that's going to lead us to our next point. Very clean, Ethan Klein. I might have used that exact same point in this video, but dressed it up a little bit differently. But yeah, let's go to Frogan. Who's Frogan? Frogan is one of Hasan's moderators over here, and she didn't really respond to his response over here. She just kind of moved on to something even crazier, okay? So are you following this right now? Asmongold, Houthi Pirate, podcast response, literal race tier list, response to the race tier list, and now for something completely more hateful somehow. Enter Frogan. Take it away, lady. I'm gonna let this clip speak for itself.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo who? I hope you get PTSD. You know? I do the ones I'm like whatever about the U.S. soldiers are the ones that like acknowledge that like what they did was wrong. They didn't know back then. Whatever. You're a good person in my book. I'm like a Tom. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted. So the U.S. military that are like, yeah, like, you know, I did this back then, but now I know it's wrong. Like, I'm changed. Like, imperialism. This. You don't deserve the PTSD. But like any other you're joining them, you're, oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
Holy shit. That's a crazy ass clip, bro. That's one of the most hateful things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm not even American, right? And Americans are like, you know, you can't say that about our soldiers. Our soldiers are going out there and fighting for our freedoms. I don't have any of that going through my blood. And I see this clip and I'm like, who are you? Why are you out here saying these kinds of things unfettered? Just willy-nilly, okay? Just munching away, saying the most hateful thing in the world. I hope you get PTSD. You deserve PTSD, she says. I hope you get back, get PTSD, and I hope you get no healthcare and just have the literal worst existence of all time. Literally insane. And then, Nicholas Diorio tweets out, Ethan Klein promoted drama alert. It's happening. And this is actually crazy. Ethan Klein shares drama alert's tweet to his H3H3 Productions story on Instagram. These guys have a rivalry going back so many years at this point that it is literally wild to see all of this coming together. Do you see why I have the propensity to call this Dramageddon 2.0? All the heavy hitters are coming back in. And to see Ethan Klein on the same side of a drama as Keemstar, god damn, unprecedented times. But if you're thinking, Frogan had some time to think about it, reflect, you know, she's a good socialist, a good communist. She just wants everything to be equal. She had a whole night to think about that and was like, hey, if I'm actually a communist and I want everybody to be equal, then saying that thing that I just said is crazy, right? Let's see what her response is to her own clip.
Any other motherfucker, you're joining them, you're like, oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America. And they posted it in my head. I'm like, based? Based? Like, am I supposed to be like, I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Based?
Holy shit. Dude, yeah, so she didn't walk it back. She quite literally said, I'm not walking that back. I think that's based. I think that's based. Let me say that again. I think that's based. What? Holy moly. Everybody's like, yo, you shouldn't be so hateful, you know? Maybe you shouldn't be out here saying the most extreme stuff known to man. I don't know, dude. Now I'm gonna sit on that for a day and come back with some doubling down. And all of this stuff, oh my god, brings back Ethan Klein, and he dedicates his entire podcast today, which I listened to all day at work today. Normally, I don't have 3 hours and 20 minutes to just sit down and listen to an entire podcast of Ethan Klein from the H3H3 Productions, okay? But today I did. I was at work and I had nothing else to do, so I was like, let's pop this on. And it happened to be potentially one of the spiciest little listens that I've had all year, okay? He brought it all up. All of the Hasan stuff, all of the Frogan stuff, all of the stuff leads to the platform known as Twitch.tv. That website has a CEO named Dan Clancy, and Ethan Klein pointed his focused vigor towards that guy as well. Yeah, it's pretty good for any of the drama slot piggies that want to go watch some drama stuff. But just know, this involves a conflict that is hundreds of years old. I don't know how old this conflict is between Israel and Palestine, and picking a side in this drama does not mean picking a side in that conflict. Because, like I said, I'm a big dumb idiot. I don't know anything about the world, but I know about internet drama and I know about internet personalities. And typically speaking, I don't like either of these gentlemen. As somebody who is a little bit more progressive and left-leaning, I should like one of these two dudes, right? But I don't. I think they are both insufferable windbags to the millionth degree, okay? I think it's great that Ethan lost all that weight finally. Both of these dudes have insanely impressive empires that they're both running. You know, there's a lot of respect to be put on their names, but just generally speaking, their content and their personalities, I do not like whatsoever. I should not have a dog in this race, but you can't really be a super fence sitter in dramas like this. You kind of got to pick a side, and yeah, I am not going to side with the Frogans of the world. I am not gonna side with the Houthi pirate interviewers of the world, okay? I'm sorry, I'm just not. I am totally on Team Ethan in this drama. And while I'm listening to this podcast today, which has the craziest thumbnail of all time, by the way, like, I don't know how this is even put together. Everyone sees it and goes, yeah, let's run this thumbnail. That is an insane thumbnail. Do I need to describe to you why this thumbnail is so fucking nuts? Anyway, Ethan runs with this thumbnail. Insanity. While they're doing this whole podcast, the race tier list gang were all banned from Twitch.com for 30 days, okay? Oh, what do you mean we can't do a race tier list? Oopsie doopsie. So crazy, dude. And one thing I saved for this video right now so we could experience it sort of simultaneously is Hasan's reaction to their ban. Let's go.
There is nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do. All I can do is just take it. Just like all Capri Sun Poppy and Frogan and everyone else that's getting banned in this mass ban wave, that all they can do is take it. And it is like gross and unhinged and completely untrue. And I don't know what to say. Their goal is for you to stop talking about Israel's actions under the guise of fighting anti-Semitism. Twitch is playing along because they're an American corporation after all. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Like ADL is directly talking about Frogan. It's fucking insane.
Oh, what? The first thing he says is, all I gotta do is take it. You didn't take anything. You didn't get one of the bans. All of your little mods did. All your little dick riders got banned. You're just gonna keep on making your money, thousands of dollars every single day, bro. You're not gonna be too worried about this, are ya? It's just your little cronies are all taking it for you. You're a cult leader, bro. You just surround yourself in an echo chamber. That's fine. We all kind of do that to an extent. But then within that echo chamber, just sycophants. Sycophants everywhere. Yes, men. Yes, women. Just telling you, man, you're a god. You can't say anything wrong. You're just gonna sit there and take it. You're not taking anything. And then his advice to them, they just gotta take it. Yeah, they just gotta take it. They made a race tier list, bro. Bro, I don't even know how I don't know. My brain is breaking. Why do I even need to, like, explain why that's fucked up? A race tier list in 2024 in broad daylight. Not in some, like, dimly lit basement with a bunch of people smoking cigarettes and traumatized roosters just everywhere. That's the kind of environment that I imagine this kind of speak to be taking place in. Just mainstream Twitch TV, the most popular guy, the guy that everybody goes to, the political stance that is deemed as normal on twitch.com. It's extreme stuff that this guy's saying. And extreme left, extreme right stuff, I love it, man. Go out there and say your extreme crazy stuff. Be as crazy as fucking possible, man. I don't give a shit about that. That is absolutely wild. But there's just like such a lack of consistency across the board. It's like, oh, this guy can be extreme and crazy, but this guy can't. And we really like this guy, so we don't really want to punish him, but we'll punish everyone around him, and then maybe he'll get the message that making a race tier list and interviewing a pirate who engages in activities might not be, you know, the best thing optically and morally. And then I'm just gonna weigh in on the bans and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I like free speech, for sure, but most people advocating for free speech on the internet are actually advocating for unpunished hate speech. That's what they actually mean by, I'm just a free speech guy. No, you just want to say hateful stuff and get away with it. You just want to throw out your dog whistles and be like, I didn't actually say the thing, and get away with it. And you shouldn't be able to. There was such a long period of time where you couldn't get away with that kind of stuff, and now it's just mainstream to be hateful and bigoted and extreme, one way or the other. It's like the horseshoe theory. You know what I mean? If you go so far right, you end up at the top of the horseshoe. If you go so far left, you end up at the other top of the horseshoe, and they're so close together because they're just doing the same goddamn thing. They're the same kind of toxic, horrible person. Racism is bad. Sexism is bad. These aren't new concepts. I shouldn't have to, like, just say that in a drama. You should just be able to be like, look at this person be a racist, and then that should be it, right? Look at this person be a hypocrite, and that should be it, right? And now we're here being like, am I crazy? Like, this kind of hateful stuff, not okay. But this kind of hateful stuff, totally okay. My brain just like melts down, bro. But if you want more of the details of this drama, definitely listen to these two podcasts over here on the H3 channel. I know their whole shtick is insufferable, but you do get a lot of stuff there, and you get his personal opinion. But if you go on Twitter or Twitch, like I'm saying, this kind of mindset, this kind of hatred kind of fuels both of these platforms, and it's insane. If you just click on Ethan Klein, because he is trending right now, everybody's hating on him, bro. And he is objectively right in this. You can't come out and do a race tier list and then tell soldiers that they deserve PTSD and no healthcare and think that it's not extreme and hateful. It is. But bro, Twitch and Twitter are broken. Absolutely decimated. They are just built for extreme viewpoints. And people are just like, oh, you don't like free speech? Womp womp. And it's like, no, free speech to you, like I said, means unfettered, unregulated, and unpunished hate speech. So no, I don't really agree with banning everybody for being a bad person. But when you are being racist and genuinely hateful, then yeah, you shouldn't be around. But I do believe that there needs to be places for these extreme kinds of people, okay? Because if they're just like totally censored in every single way, shape, and form, then they're gonna go out and kind of act in really ridiculous ways. So you can't really take away Kick or Rumble, but you should not be allowed to just run around in wide open, public, mainstream places like hateful extremists. If I want hateful extreme content, I'll know where to get it. And believe me, hateful extreme people know how to find other hateful extreme people. It's kind of their whole thing. They kind of have to. They all fall into the same crevices of the world. So Asmongold gets the 2-week treatment. Frogan gets the 1-month treatment. It's very confusing. It's very, very, very confusing. Twitch has so many problems, bro, and it's just starting. This is just the tip of this iceberg, okay? Huge names in this space are now involved, and they both have gigantic, ravenous audiences. We're doomed, but this could be good for content creators. Anyway, that's where Dramageddon 2.0 is sitting right now with me. If you're here at the very end, you're a real G, because this is my second channel, and everybody watching this channel right now is a new viewer. These videos are getting a lot more views than I actually thought they would. So, thank you so much for popping by, sticking around till the very end, very chill, and gang for life. Until my next upload, watch another upload. Okay, see you later, and have a good one.